It is Monday, the 17th of July. Now let's talk about the run line. The last video I did, we were talking about how the run line is the most successful move on the dog side in MLB. Well, let's go over that. How many days are we into it since the All-Star break, Big Mike?
This is the fourth day.
Fourth day. Run lines. You are 22-7 if you played the plus 1.5 since the All-Star break. Now let's talk about that. Yesterday, on Sunday in the National League, you weren't 1-0, you weren't 2-0. You literally swept the National League plus 7 games, 7-0 on the run line. In addition, you had 3 games yesterday that all hit the number. Miami, Dodgers, 2-0 if you're betting both sides, the favorite and the run line. In the American League, we went 5-2 on the run line. You hit the middle with Detroit and Toronto with the favorite and the run line. You hit the middle with Seattle and the White Sox with the run line. Now, Mike behind me said, well, it's too much juice. Not really, because you can't lose both bets if you're playing both sides of the same game. But you can definitely win both. In the last 2 days, 6 games have hit the number. It is a huge, powerful way to trade a bankroll. But Mike has a very valid point. You have to be properly funded. You can't be in a situation where you're going to have $500 in your account and you're going to be able to play games that are 180 and 150 because you're taking advantage of the run line. What do you say about my run line analysis?
It's a valid point. I think there's much more validation when you start looking inside the numbers, and with baseball, trends do matter. It's not like football where there's, it's an absence of a spread. So now that you're actually breaking it down, and I mean, look, you're giving out 2 videos last week. He gave out 5 winners. For the people that watched it, you got 5 free winners.
So when you call here and you say, let me see how you do, let me track you, let me follow you, understand this. We are trading these games. We're not betting these games, because what you have to understand is in hockey and in NHL, you can win, hockey and in MLB, when you're adding a point spread to a money line sport, you always have the opportunity to arbitrage and win both sides. This is what you have to understand. Now, yesterday, it was back to the home team side. In the home team, earlier in the week, since the All-Star break, it was a little less than 50% with the home teams having the edge. But yesterday, if you played every home team straight up with the money line, you were 9-6. But the most powerful thing is if you convert that 9-6 to the plus 1.5, you literally kill it and go 12-3 yesterday on the same games. That doesn't count the arbitrage. Now, Mike here has had a bad problem earlier in the season, pre-All-Star break, and you can admit it here on the video. He liked to lay the run line with the road favorite, and they would win by 1, and he would. How many times did you get burned with that? This is his own personal playing.
I got to correct you. I did the run line minus 1.5 at home a couple times.
And how'd that help at the bottom, top of the 9th inning when they were winning by 1?
They were winning by 2. The road team hits a run. They lose by 1. The road team loses by 1. I lose because I'm laying a run and a half.
How many games you lost like that? 5, 6? A few. But each time it was like almost. And now you understand why they're not giving out any free lunch. They're going to make you pay to take that run line plus 1.5. They're giving you points as opposed to taking them away. Why do you think they're going to convert a favorite to a dog when you lay 1.5? It's that much harder to win the game by multiple runs. Now, you can always talk about your one-offs like the Orioles getting blown out 8-0, fine. But the reality is most of the time these games are tight because the pitching is horrendous this MLB season, which is why a lot of the games are going over. So again, imagine yesterday, if you just bet every home team on the money line, you go 9-6. And then if you bet every team where they offer the run line, you go 12-3. So you could have made, add it up, 9-6 and 12-3 yesterday. What's that?
18-9.
18-9 with no handicapping. Every plus 1.5, every home team favorite. Every plus 1.5, every home team favorite. Some of those 1.5s were the home team, so you were double betting those games. Some of those home teams yesterday, if we look from in the American League, which was where the majority of the home team wins came, Detroit won at home, Houston won at home, White Sox lost by 1, Kansas City won at home, Angels won at home, Oakland Athletics won at home, and the Red Sox won at home. Now, here's a perfect example. The Red Sox won 3-0. We had the under in that matchup, nice winner. But they didn't offer the home team with the plus 1.5. So you bet both sides of the game when the offer is not there. So in that instance, if you were to play the Yankees and the Red Sox, you would have lost the run line on the Yankees, and you would have won the Red Sox. But if you're going to hit 3 games on the middle, you're going to overcome the vig you lose on that 1-1. Because let's do the math. Boston yesterday was 150, and it was plus 1.5 minus 150. So you're going to lose 50 cents if one team doesn't win by 1. So you put up a dime on both sides of the game. You win a dime. You lose 1,500 on either side. You lose 500 going 1-1. But the 3 other games, you put up a dime on both sides to win a dime on both sides, and you could win 6,000. I'll take my chances and lose 500 juice when I have an opportunity to win 6,000. Now, you were saying to me this morning, look at some of these big favorites. These clients are going to have a heart attack. Well, let's talk about, for instance, the Toronto game yesterday, Detroit, or let's do the White Sox game. White Sox Seattle was minus 120 on the road, and the White Sox were plus 1.5 minus 150. So let's do the math. You lay $1,500 to win a dime on the White Sox, and you laid $1,200 on Seattle on the road to win. What happens if Seattle wins and blows them out? You win 1,000,
right,
and you lose 1,500, so you lose 50 cents on the vig to win 2,000. What happens if the home team, the White Sox, blows them out? You win a dime, and you lose 1,200, you lose 200. So you're either going to lose 50 cents or 20 cents. It's a 30% middle to win 2,000. But what happens if the White Sox lose by 1 and you're getting 1.5, and they're getting 1.5? You win 2,000. So ask yourself, a typical guy that's betting a nickel a game, is it worth betting 500 to win 2,000? Is it worth betting 200 to win 2,000? I say yes, all day long. Don't look at the vig that you're laying on each side of the game. Look at the opportunity. Now, you can't do it on every game, which is where we come in and you come in from the outside to the inside. I don't want you to just win these games. I want you to feel the win. What I mean by that is understand once you make the progression from degenerate gambler to successful sports trader, and you're not rooting for either side to win, you're just letting the chips fall where they may, you too can win the same way professional wise guys win year in and year out. This gets applicable over into the football season when you're catching 2.5 early and 3.5 late. When you're catching 6.5 early and you're catching 7.5 late. So don't think, for instance, this stops when the football season starts. It is all year long. But you have to have your mind right and you have to have your cash right. Because wouldn't you need a nice bankroll to be doing this?
Absolutely.
You have to be
I'm arguing with guys right now because they want to bet their entire account on a game. I'm trying to.
What do you mean, the lock of the year, the game of the month?
They're just so excited. Baseball's back. It's like football's around the corner. August 3rd is the first game of preseason, and they just want to go crazy. And I'm just trying to calm them down. I've been getting texts nonstop, as you can see on this video, nonstop, just getting blown up. So.
Oh, how's CFL doing?
Oh, we had a great weekend. 2 big wins on Friday.
Both dogs. WNBA's been killing it.
And we're only in week 5 of the CFL season.
When does that end, the CFL season?
November 6th, and then it goes to playoffs. So it goes, we're on week 5. It goes, there's 20 weeks in a CFL regular season.
Now, just so you know, we had today, I'll do the right pronunciation. You were struggling this morning with that pronunciation. Sweden, Allsvenskan, Norway, Eliteserien, and Denmark. I'll let you say the third one. That's easy.
Superliga.
Superliga. So we were Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. We broke even in the morning, pushed some games, but the point is this. These games were sent to you like while you were still in bed.
Right.
Because I got offices all around the world, and we're global, not local. When does the international... Now, we know you're a Rooster. Everybody knows by now watching these videos, you came here when you were 8 years old, and soccer was the sport that everybody played. There was no football. There was football. When does football actually stop, or does it never stop?
It never stops. Because there's so many... Yeah, there's individual leagues that stop. It's like the NFL. When the NFL's over, Tom Brady plays for his national team, the USA team, in another tournament across the pond, and then it just keeps going and going. There's multiple tournaments. They go from this to that. It's just literally, for the guys that are really good, they could literally play year-round. It's crazy.
So, again, like I said, don't get caught up in thinking you're going to pick the outright winners, because the reality is this. Like I said, the information you need to watch, you need to listen, you need to learn. Go back and watch those videos on my YouTube channel. Follow me on Snapchat. Watch what we do in real time as opposed to espousing that we're the biggest bettors in the world and the best bettors in the world. The reason why we win and my phones are blowing up is because we know nothing. We pay people for their information, and we funnel that information back to our clients. You think I'm picking or handicapping Norway, Sweden, Denmark? You must be out of your mind. I know less about these games than the average client calling me, and I definitely know less about soccer than you.
His nicknamed the Grill Master.
The Grill Master.
The Grill Master.
You like that?
There's a beard on the shirt.
In the car.
There's two beards. One on the shirt, one on the face.
That's right. So understand what we do here, and like I said, this is a billionaire beard. You can check that out later today. We'll let you know about the billionaire beard. But the bottom line is, if you're looking to treat this as a business, again, I can say it over and over again, be diversified. Be diversified. Be a sports trader. There is no doldrums of summer in this office. There's no doldrums of summer if you're a client of ours. There's no waiting for football. There's no waiting for basketball in November when we're playing WNBA. We're playing Canadian Football League right now. We're playing international football, and we're playing baseball. There's no waiting. It is now. So when you watch these videos from handicappers and they want to tell you about building your bankroll for the upcoming football season, it's a sham. It's nonsense. You're either doing this as a business 365 days a year, or you're doing this because you're a fan. The root word of fanatic is fan. You want to be a fanatic? You want to be a fan? Then you'll simply donate and lose money. I was on the phone with a client. He said he had 5 dimes in his offshore account. I said, well, how many deposits did you make in 2017 and then in 2016? He says, I don't keep track.
Mm-hmm.
How convenient. You don't keep track. Because what you don't want to do is add up your net losses because of your ego. If you can make it consistently in your head that my ego is nothing more than a losing way to claim that I know more. Either you're betting games because you want to be right, or you're betting games because you want to make money. When my stock analyst calls me and says, take XYZ stock, I don't care about being right. I just take XYZ stock. That's it. When he says short the cryptocurrencies at 3,000 and they hit 2,000 yesterday for $1,000 of profit, if you're trading cryptocurrencies, I don't have an opinion. Even though sometimes I do, I have to forego my opinion. When I pay sources in Europe and in Asia and down under, West Coast, East Coast, for their analysis on certain games because they're playing them by the number, I don't infuse my opinion if I'm taking my son to the Oriole game and they get blasted 8-0. It simply doesn't matter. Great Oriole game, had a great time with Junior, but you know what? If they say bet against the Orioles, I'm betting against the Orioles. Get your head right, and you too can profit. He's my biggest student. How many? You have an opinion. I would say you're a very opinionated advisor.
Very.
Do you look at the games from a different point of view now?
Absolutely.
I mean, because, they say, the shoemaker is the last one to get the new pair of shoes. He can be on video with me telling you to treat your betting as a business, and then he'll get a little itchy. You heard him on the radio, walks into the racetrack, he gets 1 race from Brian Blessing, he bets 15 races, loses 12 dimes. You got to understand, we all have been guilty. But the question is, how much pain do you actually want? Do you want to watch a video where somebody's hyping you up about the upcoming nonsense of the Hall of Fame game? Or do you want to understand that every day is the Hall of Fame game? Every day is a money-making opportunity. But it's work. It's work. It's not entertainment. It's work. Just like watching the stocks in the market. Anything you want to say in Russian or in English? I've been on the phone with clients in Mexico, Ciudad de Mexico all day long.
You're grilling winners.
I'm grilling winners. I'm speaking in Spanish. I'm speaking in Portuguese. We have a syndicate. We're meeting this week. We're not even going to tell you the location of where the video will be. But for the first time, Big Mike is coming with me. We're leaving the country. Technically, we are leaving the country, even though we'll still be in the country. But the language they speak is not English. So we'll be doing our next video from the lovely location. And all I can say is, what is it, Despacito?
Despacito.
Despacito in Puerto Rico. So we'll be broadcasting live, might as well give it up now, from Puerto Rico in the next couple of days, meeting our syndicate halfway from Central America to the United States. He said, listen, I don't really feel like flying up to that sickening humidity. I said, no problem. Come from South America. Let's meet in the middle. Let's meet in the middle. My man here hasn't left the United States territory since he came here at 8, except that little trip to Amsterdam. We won't talk about that. And then, oh, by the way, I was in Vegas last week, as you guys know, when I did this video. As of July 1st, they made that marijuana legal. And all I can say is this. Get your head right. Worry about making money. Don't worry about puffing on pot. Worry about the things that will make you money. I was thinking about it from a betting point of view. How great is it for the sports books to have guys boozing and smoking pot legally
all day,
walking up to the crap table thinking they can win, walking up to the blackjack table thinking they're going, yeah, I'm an addict. I'm addicted to caffeine and nicotine. I like to be in control. And when I like to be in control, I can tell you right now, the place that I have to be in control is inside of a casino. You never want to have your brain subdued, especially when you're standing at a crap table, standing at a baccarat table, standing at a blackjack table, or looking at the sports page and thinking that you're going to handicap these games. What do you got to say, Russian man?
I just can't believe how much we covered in such a short video. I hope they actually learn from it.
How do your Russian clients? They into the? I know you sent me a picture of a guy rolling through the streets with a bear. Are they into? I mean, I know they have a lot of fun.
Bear on a motorcycle.
Bear on a motorcycle. Good.
Yeah. He was in the sidecar.
That wasn't your uncle?
Wasn't my uncle.
It wasn't his uncle.
The guy in the car doing the video was completely in awe. He was just going crazy.
So let me ask you, the people that call from Europe, and we have clients in Italy, we have clients in Germany. Do they are the best because they do not care what sport
don't care because they're sleeping.
Right.
American sports.
Americans are used to sports entertainment. You know, that's sports entertainment is WWE Worldwide Wrestling. Get off the sports entertainment kick and get into the sports trading kick. And like I said, you have literally less than half of the year left. We are into the 7th month. I asked you here on the 1st of the year, where do you want to be on December 31st? Well, now the clock is ticking. In 5 months, it'll already be 2018. What are you going to do for the next 5 months? Be properly funded, learn how to trade. Call Mike if you got any questions. And even if we're outside of the country in Puerto Rico, we will be taking calls. The office will be open. The lines will be forwarded. It's a U.S. territory. The text works, the phones work, and most importantly, the internet and the laptops work. This is your Monday report from downtown Baltimore, Maryland. We'll see you back here from lovely San Juan, Puerto Rico. Good day and good luck.